Hi, this is Teresa Beem, and this is episode 2. I think I gave you a little bit of an introduction to myself in episode 1, but today I want to talk about motherhood getting just kind of a bad rap in today's world. I don't mean to insult Walmart, but you get the typical Walmart mom who you see, and the babies are screaming and crying, and the mother seems very frustrated, and the mom yells at the child, and the child pulls stuff off, and in today's world, you just look around, and most people are scared of becoming parents. They don't see mothers enjoying themselves, and they feel like children are just a drain, and they're just going to drain them of funds, and they're going to drain them of fun, and they're going to drain them of time and their patience. And this is just a terrible thing. It's just because nobody knows how to be a mother anymore. It's that we have placed that like secondary. We don't, and believe me, I spent a lot of time learning solfege and learning musical theory and very deep things that take a lot of concentration. But then we just abandon mothers to, oh, you'll do fine. Just, we hand them a book, and we think that's going to be it. Like, oh, you have some motherly instinct, she'll be just fine. Well, that's just a terrible thing, because we don't have the art of motherhood anymore. And I've called this a series, Make Moms Great Again, but it's really, I want to subtitle it, it's the art of motherhood, because motherhood is not just a science. I mean, there's nothing against having some scientific research and some studies on children, but it's an art. Motherhood is an art, and you can have many different levels of moms. You can have your Walmart mom. Sorry, I like Walmart, but it's just that type of mother who doesn't seem to enjoy their children, and there's no control. And then you have maybe your Kroger mom, your who reads the books, but in the end their children's turn out rebellious. And what you want is the optimal thing. You want to be a mom where you can enjoy your children, and your children will grow up and bless you, and you can do it. It is possible to do, and maybe we can explore that a little bit. We don't want to see haggard mothers out there and miserable mothers with children screaming. We want to make it look like moms are having a good time, and because they can be having a wonderful time with their children. So, in this series, I just want to just do a brief outline of what we're going to be talking about. Well, first of all, I'd like to discuss what is a good mother. We don't even talk about stuff like this. What is a good mother? Why is mothering no longer a thing? What is the history? What happened in America that mothering just kind of petered out, and nobody talks about it, and there are no more studies. In the 1950s, it was really not my generation, but it was the generation before me, that when you went off to college, women learned how to sew and to take care of a home, and they had cooking lessons, and they gave you practical knowledge for how to live, as a family. And now we no longer do that. We just shove women out into the realm of motherhood and fathers, and without any advice and any experience. And so, of course, then when motherhood is kind of, and really it's not just motherhood, it's fatherhood too, that's been demeaned by our culture. And we've been told that being a mother isn't enough. You won't be fulfilled. As a matter of fact, when I was in college, I went to college, and I knew I really just wanted to be a mom, but I took childhood education and I took teaching for a while, and then I changed majors. But I just remember the moment I realized, I can't be a good teacher and then come home and be a good mom. And so I decided I want to be a mom way more than I want to be a teacher. So I gave it up. And I remember one of my professors just really sat me down and said, "What is wrong with you? You're going to waste your life being a mother?" And I just was appalled. This was a Christian university, but it was back in the, I think it was probably the 1980s. And so this whole idea of women, I'm woman, hear me roar, I'm going to bring home the bacon fried up in a pan and all this kind of stuff. The slogans were, don't just be a mom, be something else. But I wanted to be the best mom, and I knew that if I was working full time, that I couldn't be one. So I chose to be a mom, and I got a lot of flack for it. I assure you, it was not a popular decision at that time. But I don't want to just deal on this series about the nuts and bolts of raising a child. I mean, everybody needs to have that. They need to know, what's normal about a child, sleeping or waking up in the middle of the night. What do you do to help? And dietary things for children. How do you treat a newborn? When do you rock? Bathing, discipline. How to teach your child to have fun, and a lot of diverse topics. But the most important being instilling values and giving them the courage. You need to give your children the courage to be good people and have a strong character, do what's right, even under peer pressure. Things like how to have a confident child who is not arrogant, how to raise your child to be courteous and courageous and stand up and do the right thing even when it's hard. How do you teach your child to overcome shyness? There's going to be just lots and lots of things. And so that's all for episode 2. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a layout as to what we're going to do. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next. Thank you. God bless.